Yes, sir. New York's 80-year-olds share their biggest mistakes. Shout out to the elderly community, man. Shout out to my elders out there, 65 plus. You know, if you're anything younger than if you're 30 and younger, like, I don't really see you as my elder. If anything, you might be big bro at best. But yeah, man, shout out to my elders, man. Let's get into it.
What's a big mistake you've made or a big regret you have that you learned a valuable lesson from?
Ooh, that's a very difficult question to answer.
So many.
I cannot seduce beautiful girls anymore. Women is a very dangerous animal.
Well, didn't expect to be here. Two-time cancer survivor.
You're in deep shit.
You're running out of time?
96. It's too late now.
Have you ever wondered what the regrets of some of the oldest and wisest people in the world are? What about their best piece of life advice for someone of your age? In this video, I'll be in New York City, one of the most electrifying and dynamic places in the world, to ask strangers in their 90s, 80s, 70s, and 60s about their best pieces of life advice and their biggest regrets. How old are you?
74.
What does it feel like to be 74?
Bad.
Why?
I don't have energy anymore. I used to run 2 hours a day, swim 2 hours a day, and now I walk when I meet you.
What's the worst part about getting older?
I cannot seduce beautiful girls anymore.
Yeah.
How old are you?
24.
Oh, you're on top of the world.
How old are you?
96.
What does it feel like to be 96?
Not too great. I met a very nice lady. She made the big decisions, and she was very bright. Picked the right lady for the wife.
Very grateful. Didn't expect to be here. Two-time cancer survivor. Happy to be alive.
Not resignation, but just acceptance. Acceptance of yourself, acceptance of your inabilities, acceptance of the things that you didn't accomplish, and not worrying too much about the fact that, you know, you're running out of time.
Age to me is just a number. I went through every phase of my life thinking that, you know, it was extraordinary to be alive and experience the things I've experienced. I never really thought of actually reaching 65, so.
How are you able to be so present consistently? I feel like that's a hard thing for people to do.
My heritage, my mother was a Buddhist, was telling me since I was, can remember to always be in the present, that the present was happiness.
What is a big mistake that you've made or a big regret that you have that you learned a valuable lesson from?
I tend to be a whirling dervish, and I take a situation and think, what if? And I did that a lot in my life, and it's just not productive, and, you know.
Do you think it held you back from doing things?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it did.
I quit my first job too early, movie business,
Why did you quit that job?
because I did not think enough. Emotions is very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
You have to master your emotions, my friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you don't master, you're in deep shit.
Have you mastered your emotions?
Yeah, it took me 70 years. You live in a wonderful time. The best of the best. And all those guys who tells you, oh, in the old days it was much better. That's all crap. In the old days you had a toothache, you would go around the corner and the guy, now you're in pain, a pill, and
How long have you been married for?
44 years.
How did you propose, if you don't mind asking?
She proposed. Yeah, we were up on a ski trip, and we were rolling around in the snow up at Sugarbush, and I said, you're the kind of person I think I would marry. And she took that as some sort of proposal, and a few days later she said, June 10th or July 8th. I go, what's that? She said, the day we're going to get married.
No way.
And I said, July 8th. She said, why? I said, it's later.
It's the holiday season and love is in the air. We partnered today with Dari Ring, a company that makes some of the mail was not to you is to an engagement ring that she.
I'm a child of the 60s, so at the time, rings were bourgeois, and I regret that. It's a demonstration of commitment, and I feel badly that I did not do that.
Dari Ring aims to encourage you to make the right decisions and think properly about the significance of the purchase you're making for the person that you love before it's too late. So if you're interested in checking out any of their products, head to their website using the link in the description below and leave a note with your order captioning Sprout in this.
Could be not perfect. and allowing yourself.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I also think you have to stretch yourself in terms of being vulnerable and trying different avenues.
Feels like people aren't putting themselves out there as much or taking that risk.
Yeah, I think maybe they think that there's always somebody else to try, so why get too bogged down with one relationship and just keep moving around? And after a while, you find years have gone by and you've just been moving around and not like challenging a relationship to continue like day to day.
Yeah.
Not looking so far ahead all the time. It's about day to day.
Yeah.
Even a long-term relationship has to do with today is today, and it's another day. Let's get better.
A lot of people that I know are unhappy these days, stressed, anxious, worried. Why do you think that a lot of people are like that?
I think COVID changed a lot. It showed many, many people that we're not as safe. And I think the world, the way it is today, with what's going on in Israel, what's going on in Ukraine, has woken people up to the reality of we're in this sort of cushy American world, but in fact, it could change on a dime.
What is a big mistake that you've made or a big regret that you have that you learned a valuable lesson from?
Oh,
So many.
Judging people too harshly, too quickly. Judgmental. Being judgmental.
Not taking risks. Sometimes you see a road, I talk about the road you didn't take, and you look at the choices you made along the way, and you think, oh, was that the road I should have taken?
I wanted to be a lawyer, but I had a slight speech impediment. I felt that would be a handicap.
I mean, I think it's a lot easier for people to say, yo, I didn't take risk. And I think the biggest issue that people have with taking risk is that should be hurting you. Like, when you look back, like, it's hard to let it go sometimes. Like, some of the, like, if you're not trained properly in your brain to know how to handle rejection or handle loss or handle defeat, it can actually have a negative impact on you. So yeah, it's easy to say, yo, I wish I would have took that risk now that, whatever, you seen the road that you went down. But I think a more important factor, for people who are actually in the present, who have risk that are right in front of them, is learning how to be okay with whatever happens and not pigeonholing yourself and, taking risk. And you want to be able to take that risk and go to the next risk and not be able to think about it too much. And as long as you know that the risk is worth the reward and the risk is the right thing to do, you want to be able to move on to that next risk, and not even thinking about the risk that happened before. But if you take a risk and you fail and it makes you flinch and it makes you traumatized and you're scared and you always think about, what if I it's probably not advantageous for you to take risks. It's advantageous for you to learn how to train your mind to move forward, leaving those things that are behind and pressing forward to what's ahead. And we have to learn how to train our minds to do that.
But I got over the speech problem, so anyway, it's too late now.
I don't actually believe in mistakes. I believe in lessons that push you forward. And some people I've known allowed mistakes to actually freeze them in that moment of time, and they could never get out of it. The biggest one I guess I've learned is that to spend more time with people, pay attention, listen to them. It's easy to keep moving on and being worried about the river flow, but I think you have to get off once in a while and just enjoy the shore.
If you could give anyone your age or younger one piece of advice, what would you say?
Stay calm, carry on. It's very true. You really need to keep a certain level of calmness and focus. Enjoy life. Appreciate life. Gratitude is super important.
Being interested in what other people have to say. If somebody wants to teach you something for free, I suggest you listen and have empathy for people who are not as lucky as you.
Think about your future. Have fun. Youth is about having fun, and certainly I did. I did not think enough about my future, but I was in a position where it didn't cost me. I have met people who detoured too far, so I would say find something that turns you on or is you're willing to experiment with that might pay off in the future when you're young, even if you're sort of taking chances that way. I think one or two of them pay off big.
If I'll tell you what I tell my kids, ambition is an incredible thing, but don't be so focused on it that you lose all the richness around you.
You spend too much time in a job to spend it unhappy. So
whatever you do, and it doesn't matter what you do, if you love it, then you'll do it well and it'll be meaningful for you.
I would guess you're doing what you love.
I love it. I'm very happy. If you could give one piece of advice to anybody younger than you,
Talk to us,
what would you
OG.
say?
The woman is a very dangerous animal and very expensive. Okay, take it easy.
Merci
That's not advice, but
Thank you
okay.
so much for watching. If you enjoyed this
Appreciate
video,
it.
don't forget to subscribe, and you'll also probably enjoy this video right here.
You need to start liking these videos. But yeah, good video. Good video, man. Ain't nothing too crazy.